So yesterday I was trying to figure out how to actually separate my monolith file into a microservice architecture. So I was able to split up the actual files, but then I was trying to go further and say, okay, well, now I have the files separated. How do I actually create the microservice? And I was having a ton of problems because I have these two things right here. So I have server application. This is the one that I was creating. So this was kind of like the monolith right there. And then I have this second folder that I created, which is supposedly going to be my new microservice. Okay. But this one, I couldn't even run it. It was giving me errors and I wasn't able to hit the endpoints and I was just like super confused. Thankfully, this person, Bob, right here, gave me or told me what I was doing wrong. It didn't like my packages. So apparently package it needs to start at the column one. And I was doing it all the way from I believe I was source, right? So now I'm able to actually run this. So I do pwd right there. I'm in, yes. So now I can do Maven W Spring Boot run. The server will do its thing, it'll run, and then I can come to here, refresh that, and see it works. Okay, cool. So now the question is, how do we actually get these microservices to communicate to each other? So I have two microservices. How do I get them to communicate? So let's open up this, and if I am now able to get the two Spring Boot applications to run, how do I set them up in a microservice architecture? So it was saying that we can use REST API or Kafka to allow them to communicate with each other. So we'll try to figure out how we can actually do that. So we need something called web client, okay? Let me make myself a little bit smaller so we can. There we go. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. All right, so let's see. We need web client. In one, use REST template or web client in one service to call endpoints exposed by the other. Okay. So replace hard-coded values. Okay, so let's just get anything. Let's just try to get it to communicate at all. So I am going to, let's see, so this one is running and I have that test here, right? This test endpoint. And I think what I can try to do is from my other microservice, which is this one, okay? I can try to get them to communicate. So source, main, Java, and then I will go into controller and I'm going to have this one have its test one. So instead of this, I'm actually going to have it try to call the other service. Okay. So let's just do this right here. Let's say web client. Okay, well apparently I don't have web client. So I will need to get that. I appear to not have web client. Okay, so I need to add this to my dependencies on this POM file. Okay. So now I should be able to come here and then do that same thing. Do I need to do some kind of like import or something? I don't know. Import. Okay. Oh, so there's actually a lot more stuff that we need to do. Okay. So I added this dependency. This will plug in web client, reactive stream support, reactive HTTP handling, non-blocking. Then I need to run that command here. Okay, so let me kill that terminal and add a new one, right? All right, this is, I don't want a virtual machine. The virtual machine is in here. Let's see. Source v is it bin. I'm not even seeing a deactivate. Okay. Python. Okay, I don't want to activate, I want to. Yeah, that doesn't work. Delete this folder. All right, come on. I don't want videos, just tell me the commands, please. I don't know what conda is. Nope. I remember it's like with a $sign. ask it somewhere in here. I thought. Let's see, Python here. Okay, I don't want that. Okay, come here, maybe new terminal up here. Okay, I'm just gonna have to do it this way, where I just let it know exactly what's going on. Then eventually it will tell me the right answer. Then this one, and that's not going to work, and then I need to let it know, and then eventually it will give me the right answer. It's with a $sign. There we go. This one works. Okay. So this was bash. I just need to remember that. I might even be able to just delete this. I don't. This one is not working. So I need to go into this server application. So let's see, cd into server application. Okay, ls. Okay. So now I want to do that one where it's I want to do this one, right? Maven w clean install. Okay, it should install the dependencies. Is that because of this? It might be because of this. Hold up. Let's just do the exact same thing. Okay, there we go. So now we should be okay to now import that into our file. Okay, so import, and we want to do both of these, right? And now service, stereotype service, and web client. Okay. Oh man. So now this is having a full-on, this is a full-on class right there. But I was thinking about just putting it inside of this REST controller. So I'm trying to figure out how to make these two things come together. Here is what you are suggesting. Okay, let's just see what it says. You've got two classes now. One is your test and the other one is profile fetch. No, that's what it was suggesting. Okay, here's how to wire them together. I don't really know if that's what I'm asking. Okay. Actually, no. I am trying to have my test endpoint on microservice 1 talk to test endpoint in microservice 2. I think I need to add that web client to talk with them in my test endpoint. Is that correct? Okay. All right, so here, okay. Test controller, okay. REST controller, public class, test, get mapping test, and then, okay, so this seems a little bit more reasonable. So I'm going to delete these two and see what we need. Okay. So we have get mapping and REST controller. Okay, so we only need this one right here. Okay. So now we have this. We need this item here before the get mapping. Okay, so let's write that out. Private final web client is equal to web client dot create, okay. Dot create, and then the address that I want to do. Okay. So I'm gonna have what did I call it? It was 8081, I believe, was the port. Okay. All right. So now I should be able to, inside of my test, I should be able to come in here and get this data. So I'm gonna say, I don't know, public, maybe private, I don't know. Private string return value is equal to web client dot get, okay, dot URI test retrieve. Okay, I'm just gonna copy and paste this. This is like, I don't want to write all this. Okay. Like that, maybe. And then return value. Okay, so obviously this is not right, but we'll figure out why this doesn't work. So it doesn't like private. You can't declare variables private inside of a method. That modifier is only valid. Okay. So what do you want me to? String value. Okay, whatever. Is it good? Okay. So now what I want to do is inside of this one, I want to run my server application. Okay, so I want to run maven w spring boot run. I want to run this one. Okay, and now I want to come here and from I want to do local host. Now, not 8081, but this is 8080 test, and I should get the value from my other one. Does that make sense? Yes. 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 And I'm just going to make sure that this is... Can I do something like this? You got it. I'm just gonna go like this. So now, quit this one, right? Oh, come on. Run this, and now I'm gonna make sure this is from, I'm taking the value from my test endpoint microservice, which is this one right here, test on the 8081, okay? And then I am, yes, okay, so I'm communicating between these two microservices. Okay, so that's how they communicate. And both servers or services are running at the same time. I expose an API endpoint, and then I'm able to communicate that way. Okay. That makes sense. So this web client, I'm just telling it where to send data to. And then, so I don't understand any of this. I need to go in and figure that out. Okay. It's working. Can you explain everything dealing with the web client? This is my first time using it. Okay. So then after this, I guess the next step is try to get Kafka. I don't know. I might be pushing my luck right now. Okay, so what is web client? It's part of Spring Web Flux, a non-blocking reactive HTTP client. It's it's modern replacement for REST template designed for scan. Okay, whatever. It's used for microservice talking to each other, calling external APIs. Okay, so I should be able to. I wonder if I can do like hold on, let me try something else. Private final Google client. No, web client Google client equals web client dot create. Okay, and then google.com. Okay, so we're gonna try to get this to work. We're gonna try to like ping Google or something. Okay, so then your code line by line. This one, web client create, initializes a web client that will send requests to this address, your second microservice. This is the base URL. All relative paths later here will be appended to it. Okay, so yeah, we just take this and then append test URL. So exposes Java's controller. Yep. Okay, so webclient.get initiates a HTTP GET request. Okay, so we're doing a GET request. This means GET request. This is like the method verb, like post put, okay? URI extends the test to the base URL, okay? Retrieve tells web client I want the response, okay? Or response body. So we get the response body, okay? Body to mono converts the response into a mono string, a reactive stream object that will eventually emit a string. Okay, think of mono as a promise to deliver 1T. Okay, maybe we need to look into that a little bit later, but block. Okay, so this means this is waits until this promise gets resolved. So you need to get the response synchronously and store it in the return value. It's blocking. Okay, cool. Yeah. So we got that. We do need to maybe look into a little bit more about this like mono T or whatever it is. It's kind of mono string, mono T. That's kind of strange. But for right now, I'm going to try to do the Google one. So now I'm going to come in here and say, I want to play with it a little bit more. I am now going to try to ping Google. How can I do this? Okay. Okay, so try adding a new endpoint to your controller. So, okay, I think what it's suggesting is instead of having this test, I have one called ping Google. So let's just do that. Let's come here and let's do get mapping. Okay, get mapping. Okay, like this. And now we have a public, and it's going to return a string. Okay. Ping Google is the function. And what do we want to do? We want string, whoops, string response, okay, is equal to Google client. That's what I created, Google client.get, okay, dot retrieve, okay, and then that dot body to mono, okay, block, and we want it blocking, okay, and then return response. Okay, so now let's run this again. Let's run this, okay. And now I should be able to try to come to this ping Google endpoint from localhost. So localhost 8080, and then come here and do this ping Google 301 moved. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so hold on. Google.com generate. Yeah, let's returns a full page. But you can try pinging something like this. Sure. Would I be able to like render the page? I'm wondering. I don't know. Okay, let's do this. And now I need to go back and delete that. Not delete it, but like stop it. Okay, and then rerun it. Okay, and then I should be able to come in here and do this. Like, okay. Well, it didn't give me an error. So maybe it just didn't give a response back. Okay. So I think the idea is that you are able to ping, or not ping, but just like do GET requests of external websites maybe. All right, so I'm now gonna try to figure out, okay, what is Kafka and how can I put that in? Or should that be for the next video? Yeah, I think next video I'm gonna start working on Kafka. Okay, so I was able to get something to kind of work. I was able to get the two microservices to have some communication between them. Next one, I'm going to try to look into Kafka and see what's going on and how I can use that. Yeah. And thank you to Bob for the comment and getting me unstuck on the package names. So, yeah. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Subscribe if you want to. And yeah, my name is Timothy Lee Grant, and I'll see you in the next video.